Hey. Alright. Yeah. Most High Christ bless. Listen, yeah. Woke up from my sleep, dressed like a king. Crown got 12 stones that represent my kin. 12 gates, 12 names. They know it's us, they know it's Jake. Just keep the law and keep the faith. And if they hate, then let it all. That kingdom come. That will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Ask your reverend if he teaching about repenting, if he know about that verse on how to get the kingdom. Ask. Woke up from my sleep, dressed like a king. Crown got 12 stones that represent my kin. What you know about Ephraim? Know about Gad? What you know about Manasseh, Zebulun, Benjamin? What you know about Simeon, Levi, Issachar, Reuben, Asher, Naphtali, Judah? What you know? What you know about Moses in the Red Sea, Egyptian and the Pharaohs getting slayed cause they won't free the Hebrews, so he sent them 10 plagues. Didn't listen, so he killed them in the sea. Made it out of bondage, headed to the promised land, went to the mountain, it was written.
What's up, Facebook world, man? We back at it, man.
Shalom. The Most High Christ bless. Rise up, Israel. Good to be here with y'all again. My name is Yakanah Maccabeus.
And me, of course, I go by the name of Ephraim Yasharala. First and foremost, we want to give glory and honor to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai.
All praises.
But we're gonna go through these scriptures today. A lot of people have been asking us how we are the Israelites and how we can prove it through the Bible that we are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. And through these scriptures, we want to show our people today how we are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. So first and foremost, we're going to go to John, and we're going to start at chapter 8, verse 32.
The book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
And that's the only way we're going to get the people out of the conditions that we're in today is through through knowing the truth and knowing who we are and who we are that the Bible speaks of is going to help us to be able to get our condition that we're in today. So we're bringing the truth to our people. From there, we're going to go to Isaiah, and we're going to start at 28 and 10.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 28, verse 10.
Read.
For precept must be upon precept. For a precept must be upon precept.
Right.
Line upon line, here a little, and there a little.
And of course, as I always say, you have to read the Bible precept upon precept, line upon line. Like I always say, you're going to find some things in John that's going to match up in Mark, some things that are in Genesis that's going to match up with Revelation, that's going to give you a whole true understanding of the Bible. And that's the problem with our people today, because a lot of these churches, they're not reading their Bible precept upon precept. They're giving our people isolated scriptures, giving us a song and dance, and not giving us a true understanding of what this Bible speaks of. So with that being said, to start off, we're going to actually go to Daniel 9, and we're going to start at verse 11 and work our way down to 12. And now we're trying to bring this out to our people to understand that in the Most High's eyes, we are special people. We're walking around here thinking that we're so-called black, so-called Latinos, and Native Americans, but we're not Israelites that the Bible speaks of. And us knowing that, showing that we are special people to the Most High God, and the Most High God puts over all nations. And we're not equal to all these people, and this is what the scriptures have been telling us since day one, but our pastors and our oppressors have been pushing us that we're all equal, that God loves everybody. But again, with these scriptures, we're going to show that we are the Israelites and we are special people to the Most High God. So go ahead, start off with verse 11.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 11.
Read.
Ye, all Israel, have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have sinned against him.
Okay, so that scripture right there is talking about how we have been breaking the laws and we violating the laws of the Most High God. So read down to 12.
And he have confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judge us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven hath not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem.
Like I said, now that scripture said the things that's going to take place to the children of Israel is not going to be done to anybody under the heavens. Now these curses that we're going to go through to prove that we are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, only going to happen to the children of Israel. That's why we went to that verse first, because like I said, read that 12 again.
And he hath confirmed his words which he spake against us and against our judges that judge us, by bringing upon us a great evil, for under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem.
Like I said, it said, under the whole heaven have not been done upon that's been done to Jerusalem. Now from there, we're going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and start at verse 15. And we brought that scripture out again just because it says the things that are going to be done to the children of Jerusalem, the children of Israel, is not going to be done to anybody else in this world. And through slavery and through the transatlantic slave trade, we have seen that we're the only ones that have been oppressed and put in captivity the way that we are still today. So from there, go ahead, read verse 15.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Hold on. Now hearken means if we do not listen to the Lord thy God. Read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now the Most High God said, if we do not listen to the laws that the churches tell us are done away with, if we do not listen to these laws, then we are going to be cursed. We're going to have a curse among us. And these curses we're going to break down today to show us that we are the children of Israel. So from there, go to verse 46.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So it said that these curses are going to be upon us for a sign and a wonder, because through these curses, it says that we're going to lose our inheritance, we're going to lose our nationality, and we're going to lose who we are as a people. So if you see who we are now, we're walking around being so-called Puerto Ricans, so-called blacks, so-called Native Americans. When people will be called Puerto Ricans, when you break that down, that's called a rich poor.
Or African American, you're named after 2 Europeans, and last time I checked, 2 European men, they ain't making babies.
You know what I'm saying? See, so through these curses that's breaking these laws, we lost our inheritance, we lost our nationality, we lost who we were. And instead, we're going to be a proverb and a byword. So now we're being called niggas, we're being called spicks, wetbacks. Now these are all names that the Most High God did not give us. Mexican, Puerto Rican, Dominican. Now when you look through this Bible, biblically and historically, there's 18 nations that are on this world. And through being oppressed and being put in captivity, we have a bunch of nations being all different names. That's what it says. So these curses are going to be among us, and we're going to be called a proverb and a byword. Because again, because broke the laws of the Most High God. So from 46, go up to 37.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, proverb, and a byword among all nations whither the Lord shall lead thee.
That's what I was just getting into while I was speaking to, before we read the verse. We're going to be called a proverb and a byword.
And they also, excuse me, they looking at us like astonishment. They looking at like, damn, look at these people. These people, they killing each other. They selling drugs to each other. They on the street. These people are a mess. So we are astonishment amongst all the other nations. We're the only people who don't have our own. The other nations got their own nations. We a nation inside of a nation. We are astonishment.
And other leaders, they know. A lot of the higher ups, a lot of these leaders know who we are. So we're being looked at astonishment, because at one point we were people who were ruling this world. We were ruling all these nations. After we broke the laws of the Most High God, now we're at the bottom. Now we're being in captivity. Now we're being oppressed. And it's because we broke these laws of the Most High God. Now from there, go to verse 16.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
Now, cursed in the city, cursed in the field. Now, if you think about it, our ancestors, we were all cursed in the field. We were sitting there picking cotton. The Trinidadians, they were picking tobacco. They were picking tobacco. My ancestors from Puerto Rico, they were harvesting sugar canes. We were all slavery, cursed. We were all cursed in the field. Now, cursed in the city. If you see how we are today, we're all in poverty. We're all killing each other. We have no leadership. So these curses are going to fall upon us because we have broke the laws of the Most High God. And this is why we're going through these things now. Since cursed in the city, cursed in the field. So from there, you got anything? You want to jump on that?
Well, you pretty much covered it. You can see that yourself. They know what we've gone through with the oppression that we faced. I mean, we are cursed in the city and cursed in the field. And even till this day, we're still cursed in the city, we're cursed in the field. The police are killing us. You know, if you go out in the country, the KKK, they still hang us. We cursed in the city and we still cursed in the field. I mean, we the only people who going through stop and frisk till this day, just being profile of who we are, being blacks and Hispanics, and all throughout the country.
I'm saying these are the curses that are going to fall upon us. Now, from there, we're going to jump to verse 64.
The book of Deuteronomy 28, verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people for the one end of the earth, even unto the other.
Right.
And thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
And that's a great thing right there, because again, it says the children were going to be scattered. We're going to be scattered amongst. So that's us from Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, from Trinidad, Jamaica. We're going to be scattered amongst the earth. Because if you look at the transatlantic slave trade, we were being brought to different parts of the world, being put in captivity, being put in slavery. Now, when it's
hold on, another thing. It said that we were going to be serving other gods, wood and stone. Now, they forced white Jesus on us, and then they brought this cross in front of you, and all of us had this cross. That's Tammuz worship. That comes from Babylonian. We're serving gods we're not known, and then most of us, blacks and Hispanics, Islam has become a like thing unto the tribe of Judah. So we serving the stone, the cobblestone. So that's right there. That's prophecy thousands of years ago that we was going to be serving these other gods, wood and stone as well.
So keep that in mind what he just said. He said these curses said we're going to be worshiping other gods that we did not know before, wood and stone. And that's a perfect example, because a lot when we go to Christianity and we go in these churches, they holding up that cross. They got Jesus on the cross. That's something that we never used to worship. When we first, this was our culture. I mean, when we first got this Bible handed to us, that's not what we were worshiping. Now, when it says stone, they got people. Our people are worshiping Islam, and we're sitting there. What is it? A cobblestone or something?
Yeah, the cobblestone has got a rock that fell out of the sky. It's really like the Mr. Cube of Saturn.
Yeah, so
but they being tricked.
Yeah, so we got our people bowing down to that and kissing a damn rock. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. So from there. It's not. I don't got it written down, but go to verse 32.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32.
Read.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
So it says our daughters and our sons will be given to another people. Now, who did that happen to? We were brought into slave ships from where we were, brought over to here. And we were given our sons and our daughters were given to other people, and we couldn't do anything about it. We had no might, we had no power.
We have no army.
We had no army, we have no nation, we had nobody to back us up. So while our enemy was giving our kids away, we had to sit there and watch that, because we broke these laws of the Most High God. And this is why we have to come back to these laws, because without these laws, we're going to remain in the condition that we are today. Because a lot of our churches are telling us that these laws are done away with, when in fact they're not. Now, the reason why we're in these conditions that we're in, because we broke the laws of the Most High God. And we have to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying?
And if you read in the book of Judith, if you can take the time out on your own time, I think it's chapter 5, if I'm not mistaken, it'll show you when we kept the laws, the other nations knew not to mess with us.
Actually, we could bring that out. Matter of fact, if you want, go to Judith 5 and 20. Now, at one point when we were ruling these other nations, they knew as long as we followed our laws, statutes, and commandments, that we could not be touched, we could not be messed with. But because we broke these laws, statutes, and commandments, we fell to a lower place to the Most High God, and He turned His back on us because we were not keeping these laws. So read that Judith 5:20.
The book of Judith, chapter 5, verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
Stop right there. See, he said, if there should be any iniquity in us, if we ever sin against the Most High God, that they can come and take us over, because they knew when we were keeping our laws that we were the strongest nation around. Go ahead.
But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their God before them, and we become a reproach before all the world.
And this is the other nations speaking. They said there's no iniquity between them. Walk right by them. Don't mess with them, because we had the most power, Yahweh, behind us, and no other nation could defeat us. But because we broke these laws and we were rebellious, stiff-necked people, and we still are stiff-necked people today. I'm saying we don't want to listen to nobody. We think we know everything instead of being taught. We want to rebel against these laws. And this is why we're in the condition that we're in today. Now, the other nations knew, as long as we followed our laws, statutes, and commandments, that we could not be touched. And now, because we have not followed these laws, we're in the condition that we're in today. And we're going to remain here until we come back to these laws of the Most High God.
And that's why we're not being redeemed right now. That's why the cops are slaughtering us, and they're not being held accountable example for it. And the Lord is letting that being done to us because we're not keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments that was put in place for us to keep us in line as the people.
Right.
The Most High hasn't even dealt with any other people besides our people. So these punishments are falling upon us because he has only dealt with us.
So matter of fact, jump down to verse. Let's go to 48.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Now, who would that happen to us? That happened to us so-called blacks, or so-called Latinos, and our so-called Native Americans. We were taken in captivity. A yoke was put around our neck, and our people have been destroyed ever since. Because even when it came to the point when those yokes of iron were taken off our neck, what did we do? We went back to the field because that's all we knew. We were in slavery for 400 years. We were destroyed as a people, not only physically but mentally. Our people have been destroyed. We don't know who we are. We don't have our own nationality. We don't have our own nation. We don't even have our own. We don't have anything of ours because we've been destroyed as a people for breaking these laws of the Most High God. Now,
hold on. Let me add to that.
Go ahead.
Let alone that, right now we're serving our enemies in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. I mean, it's clear. Blacks and Hispanics, we don't own anything but a couple mom and pop stores.
Yeah.
If we want clothes, we gotta go to Sam Walton and Company and get our clothes. We gotta shop from I don't know, whoever owns Rockaware right now because Jay-Z's just the face of it and they own it. Or we go into Popeyes and whatever, and we getting chicken and they cooking the chicken in lard. We gotta serve our enemies. Or they putting GMOs in our food and we serving them in hunger. Or if we go to get takeout, we getting it from a Chinese man, or we getting it from the Grecians. You know, we don't own anything. We're serving them in hunger and in thirst and in want of all things, and they slowly poisoning the food.
And remember, these are the curses that were put on us from the Most High God. He said we're going to serve our enemies in want of all things. We don't own anything as a nation of people. Like, of course, we have, like he said, we have mom and pop stores that are available to us that our people do own, but as a nation, we don't own anything. And these are the curses from the Most High God. We don't own thirst, hunger, and the want of all things. We want clothes. We have to go to our oppressors to be able to get these clothes. You know what I'm saying? So from there, go to verse 68. And it's going to get into depth into how we came over here in slavery. And this is one of the curses from the Most High God because we broke the law. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way thereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. And no men shall buy you.
See, now who did that happen to? Who was brought over here by ships? Who was brought up here by ships?
Let alone that, if you watched the apologetics video, Hebrew Israelites debunk, he tried to say, no man shall buy us. It didn't mean literally buy you. It meant no man shall rescue you. And we don't have anybody coming to a rescue right now. You got to think about it. If we are Africans and we was the same people as the so-called Africans, why they ain't never sent an army to come get us?
All praise. I was just saying that in my head. I swear, all praise. it's facts, man. Like, if we were so African American, why haven't our people came to get us? I mean, it makes no sense. Now, it says he's going to send us to Egypt. Again, it's not talking about literal Egypt. Now, if you go into the Bible history, Egypt, we were held into captivity for 400 years. Matter of fact, go to Exodus 20 and 2. And it will describe to you what Egypt means. Exodus 20 and 2. But it don't mean literal Egypt like I was just saying.
I mean, to be truthful with you, we could literally walk into Egypt from Israel.
Right.
If we went back into Egypt, we wouldn't have to go by ship if it was literal Egypt. You know?
And see, now go to Exodus 20 and 2, and we'll actually get into why they said Egypt. Now, if you go into in biblical history, as Israelites, we were held in Egypt in captivity for over 400 years. You know what I'm saying? So Egypt is known as the house of bondage. Go ahead, read that in Exodus 22.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
You know what I'm saying? So that's when that verse says, and I will bring you into Egypt again with ships. It's saying, I will bring you into bondage again by ships. This is why you must read the Bible precept upon precept, because this is how you get to understand it. You know what I'm saying? So who was brought over here in captivity by ships? It was us, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. We were the ones held captive. We were the ones brought over here by ships. And what else that scripture said? Oh, and we were sold from bondmen and bondwomen, and no man has came to redeem us. No man has helped us. No man has saved us. We're still in captivity today. Slavery has never been abolished. It's just been redesigned. We think we're free, but
the yoke of iron is off our neck because we are a broken people.
We're destroyed as a people. We're destroyed as a nation, and this is why they no longer need the yokes of iron upon our necks. Now, from there, we're gonna go to verse 49. I need y'all to listen to this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nations whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
It says as swift as the eagle flieth. Now, everybody that we were in captivity with, that took us, their flag was an eagle when it comes to Rome, Persia, Spain, even America today. They're all flags have symbol of the eagle, as swift as the eagle flies. Now, when you go to Hosea 12:10, it says the Bible speaks in similitudes. It speaks in similitudes. So these are the little hidden messages that the Most High God has sent to us and put in this Bible so we can understand who we are and come back to our nationality and know who we are as a people. You know what I'm saying? These are the things we have to pay attention to when we're reading this Bible. You know what I'm saying? Now, from there, matter of fact, go to Isaiah 42 and 22.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are poor and none delivered for a spoil, and none saith restore.
Now, who are people being most locked up, being put in these prisons, and being arrested, being prosecuted? You see one of the heathens get arrested for rape, and they doing 5 years. Let one of our people sell double some coke or double some crack, and we doing 20 years, being held in these prisons. We're being the ones being prosecuted the most because this is not our nation. They know who we are, and they're trying to keep us down because they don't want us to prosper as we can. You got anything to add to that?
And us being snared in the holes, that's just us hanging out on the street corner. It's like a similitude for a trap. We out here, we in the trap, and we ain't even realizing that we in the trap. That's your hole right there, and we being snared, and the police watching, got the cameras on you, you got people snitching on you. Right. They got their own informants out there, and we being caught in these holes.
And the thing is, you could tell our people have been so destroyed because they even literally call it a trap. And our people are out here selling these drugs. Yelling these traps. Oh, we in a trap.
We trapping.
But
ain't figured out it's a trap yet.
Come on, man. That's how you know our people have been destroyed. They think being in a trap is cool. Not knowing cops got us in bait and trapping us, put us in the project, put all these things around us. Liquor stores, you see fast food restaurants, you see all these things that are here to kill us. And we're okay with it. We're so used to being treated and being put on the bottom that we are fine with that. You go to a suburb, you don't see as many liquor stores around. You don't see these fast food restaurants around. You see all healthy places. You see places where you can go and prosper as a people, where you can take care of your body. And they don't do that for us.
These liquor stores are here so that we can get drunk and kill ourselves. Even as slaves, they used to get us all whiskeyed up and liquored up and watch us kill each other. Yeah. They call them Mandingo fights. What was on that movie? Django? They showed you right there. They did these things.
And our people are so destroyed that we don't even notice. Like I said, it's a trap, and we don't even notice that it's a trap, man. It's crazy. It's sad. From there, I believe it's Isaiah 51 and verse 20. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Our people be so mentally destroyed that even though the yokes of iron are off our necks, we still are okay with being slaves.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 51, verse 20. Thy sons have fainted. Thy lie at the head of the street corners. As a wild bull in a net. They are full of the fury of the Lord, the rebuke of thy God.
Now, whose people are the ones on these corners? Like wild bulls wanting to fight. Everybody over there fighting on the corner to sell a damn dove. Selling these spells to our people. Selling this weed, selling this crack, selling this coke to our people. Destroying our own people. Willing to fight over who's going to kill the next brother.
And we full of the fury of the Lord. And the Lord is mad at us for these things. And that's why he's allowing these other nations to do the things that they're doing to us, and we must repent. We must come out of these ways.
When we're so willing to sit on these corners and sell our brothers poison and kill our other breed just to make $1, man, it's a damn shame.
Casting that spell so they come back and give you that dollar.
Now in the Bible, that's sorcery. That's sorcery in the Bible. I mean, sorcery's out there. Pharmakia. When you break pharmakia down in the Greek, it's pharmakia. That's where pharmacy comes from. Selling these drugs that these people, our oppressors, putting out to us. These things that's going around and killing us. You know what I'm saying? And we're too destroyed to even understand that.
If you out there and you selling people drugs, you a warlock, and it says they for now which to live. You know, so you asking for death.
People don't even understand, man. It's crazy. From there, go to Jeremiah 14, verse 2.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 2. Judah mourneth, the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up.
Now, if you look around, man, we have no type of leadership. Nobody is pulling us out. We're looking up to these leaders who are looking up to our oppressors. Nobody has came to help us. Who was it? Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, all these people are coons. They're not here for help. They're here to help control us. You know what I'm saying?
You could even say Ted Cruz or Marco Rubio.
You know what I'm saying? we have no leadership. We have no leadership. That's basically what Scripture's saying. Our people are going to be to a point we're going to have no leadership, and this is what we are today. This is why we got to come back to the laws of the Most High God. Because if not, He's going to keep His back turned on us. and we're going to remain in these conditions, and we need to try our best to come out of these conditions, man. For real. And this is why we do these videos to try to wake our people up, understand that you are the special people that the Most High God. You are the most special people. We're supposed to be above every nation, man. And because we're all the way from these laws of the Most High God, we're in these conditions. We're in these conditions until we understand and come back to who we are. Now, from there, go to Jeremiah 31 and verse 22.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, the people which were left of the sword found grace in the wilderness, even Israel, when I went to cause him to rest. No, I read the wrong verse, Salakia. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord have created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man.
Now, if you see, now that we're in captivity, now there's an order the Most High God wants. It's the man, Christ is the head of man, the man is the head of the woman. But now because we're in captivity, I put our women to the point where they think that they have control. Now they gave us our women welfare. They're giving our women, what is it?
Subsidized housing.
Yeah, subsidized housing, Section 8. They're giving our women all these things to think that they need the power, that they don't need us no more. You know what I'm saying? And that's to destroy the household. Because as long as we destroy the household and kill our men, take the men out the household, our people are going to be weak. Now you see a lot of our sons growing up and our daughters growing up to be gay. And that's an abomination to the Most High God.
We growing up with punk ass sons.
You know what I'm saying?
Punk ass daughters, punk ass sons. We used to throw hands when we was kids. Now
right.
A kid want to go and grab a gun instead of take the ass open and go for the end of the day. That's how we was brought up.
Right.
I mean, you see it yourself.
And you see how much the times have changed. Back in the day, we used to be whip your kids. I mean, I swear, whip your kids' butt. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays they got these things like DCF where you even put your kid on. They're trying to take your kids out, away from you, and you see more and more that doesn't happen. That these kids are growing to disrespect their parents.
In this nation, opposite of God, the Proverbs say, if you love your son, you're gonna cause him to feel the rod oft times.
You know what I'm saying? The same way the Most High God sends judgment on us, we should be judging our kids the same fashion. You know what I'm saying? Anytime if you do something wrong, the Most High God gonna send a judgment down to show you that you're doing wrong, to set you in the right way to come back to these laws. Now the same thing happens when your kid act up and you take something away from him, or you whip his butt. That is your sign of discipline. That's how but they're trying to take that away from when our kids are growing up to be rebellious and being stiff-necked and coming to fall away from the laws of the Most High God. And so now when you look at these pastors, and they're telling us we don't have to follow these laws, and these laws that way with, and that's what's destroying us as a people, us not following these laws. Just the one law itself, love your brother like you love yourself. We only did that law, we would prosper as a people. But because we fell away from the laws of the Most High God, man, we're in the condition that we're in today. Now, from there, you got anything else you want to jump on? And let's get into the what Ephraim. Want to go to Hosea 7 and 8?
Okay.
Let's see what these people are talking about. Ha ha ha. Woe to the pastors that scatter the sheep. Facts. And you got to understand, we the children of Israel, the Most High God is for us and only us, man. We could throw through scripture and show
Before
you
we
that.
go there, I want to go to Isaiah 3 and 12.
Isaiah 3 and 12?
Yeah.
All right. Grab that. You know what I'm saying? This is the reason why we are doing these videos. We do these videos to wake our people up and show we are the children of Israel. I'm saying through these curses is how we're gonna identify ourselves, because there's no other way. Through the heathens dabbling with the history books, the heathens taking away our inheritance,
taking away the leadership.
Yeah, taking away our leadership, taking away the people, destroying us mentally, not letting us know who we are. Why do you think the history books in school they don't date back past 1619? They basically, when you go to school, they're basically teaching you off the jump. You've been a slave. That's the only thing you are, is a slave. They don't teach you that back. That we used to run nations. We used to run everything. They don't show you that.
And like he's showing you, like they have set up so that a woman has a man. And I want to go to Isaiah chapter 3, Salakia, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee, cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths.
That's exactly what we're talking about. The people who lead us have caused us to fail, caused us to have our women trying to rule over us, rather than keeping that structure of the household and the structure of the Most High God in the household. You know what I'm saying? Look how many single women are walking around. Everybody think it's cool to be a baby father or a baby dad, instead of taking your woman and loving your woman and wifing your woman.
And making a family something that the Most High honor.
Not only having a family, but having a family with structure. Oh, Salaki, I think we cutting off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Do that. Not only structure will be destroyed, and people are being okay with that, because now women are being given these things, are oppressor, giving the Section 8, giving them WIC, giving these things with they feel like they could prosper without us. So instead of building families, we're destroying families. And again, we're so destroyed as a people, we don't even know the system. This is designed to keep us down as a people. I mean, now if you're not asking yourself why are we being so oppressed and why these things happening, I mean, so many people have fallen away from this good book because our pastors and these people have destroyed this book for us. This is why we need our own people to teach us this Bible. This is why we can't be learning this Bible from the heathens. Saying we have to go our people to get understanding of this Bible, because this Bible was written from us, by us, and it's for us. You know what I'm saying? Like us learning the Bible from the heathen, that's only going to destroy us furthermore as a people. And we don't need to be destroyed any more than we already are. We should be building each other up and trying to get us to that next level, coming back to these laws of the Most High God, so we can prosper and we can inherit the kingdom. You know what I mean?
And we want to go to Hosea 7 and 8.
Yeah. You can touch base on that if you want.
The book of Hosea, chapter 7, verse 8. Ephraim, he hath mixed himself amongst the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned. Strangers have devoured his strength, and he knoweth it not. Ye gray hairs are here, and they're upon him, yet he knoweth not.
Now, if you see right there how it says Ephraim is a cake unturned. Now, being an Israelite is not about your skin color. Being an Israelite, a lot of people think when we're teaching who we are, that Israelites are only black. But as you can see right there, it says Ephraim is a cake unturned. Well, we come from the lightest all the way to the darkest, because we have been mingled amongst the nations. You know what I'm saying? And again, we have to pick up this Bible and come to find out who we really are, man. Because if not, we're going to be destroyed and we're going to remain how we are. Matter of fact, let me see something. Go to Jeremiah 17 and 4.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
Now you hear that. You see, because we fell away from these laws of the Most High God, he said we discontinued our inheritance. I'm saying this is why we're in captivity right now. He said he's going to cause us to serve our enemies. And this is all because we've broken the laws. And these churches out here who are teaching our people, we got to... Put up, baby. Salak. But yeah, we got our people out here. Yeah, man, you already know. We got our people out here who are teaching us that these laws are done away with, but they're not. You know what I'm saying? And this is what's keeping us destroying people. And we need to come back to that. So the Most High God, again, he said he discontinued our inheritance because we have broke these laws. And we have to come back to these laws of the Most High God, because if not, then we're gonna remain the condition that we're in today. You got anything you want to pull out? Matter of fact, you could probably jump to, let me see real quick, Salak. But the big thing, this is why we coming out here to try to show us our people who we are, because we have to come back to these laws. A lot of people trying to say the laws were only given to Israel. Well, we are the Israelites, and we have to understand who we are and come back to these laws. Because if we don't, again, when it's being destroyed. Now, go to 32 and
Where we at?
go to Deuteronomy 32 and 26.
You don't get over there?
And the reason why we jump into these other scriptures is to show that these curses that have been upon us are spoken about multiple times in these scriptures. And that's why we got to come to see this Bible out ourselves. We have to seek and search the scriptures ourselves, because our pastors are not telling who we are and what we need to do to inherit the kingdom. Now, over and over again, it speaks about how we got to keep our commandments, inherit kingdom, but then our churches are telling us we don't have to keep these laws. So how we got our pastors who are supposed to be leading us contradicting the Bible itself, the scripture itself. So go ahead, read.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 26. And I said I would scatter them into the corners. I would make them remembrance of them to cease from among men. Were it not that I feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries should behave themselves strangely, and lest they should say, our hand is high, and Lord have not done all this.
But see, that even gets into the word I was talking about in Jeremiah 17 and 4, where he said that this continues our inheritance. Now it said he'll take away our remembrance. You know what I'm saying? And scatter us across the four corners of the earth. This is why we don't know who we are. This is why we're running around calling ourselves so-called Puerto Rican, so-called black, so-called Native Americans, because destroyed as the people don't know who we are, and we've been scattered across the four corners of the earth. All the scriptures also say that we're going to be the salt of the sea, meaning we were going to be many. I'm saying, if you notice, under the heavens, we had covered everything. Through the transatlantic slave trade, we've been tossed to the four corners of the earth. I'm saying, through slavery, we ended up in a land that we have not known, because this is not our land. You know what I'm saying? Everybody thinks that the motherland of us is Africa, when the scriptures don't say that. Now, when you go to Galatians 4:26, it says the motherland is Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? These come from the scriptures itself. And through these scriptures are the only way that we learn who we are today. You know what I'm saying? Go to Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Now this is why we out here. We out here every day. We out here every day studying, and we out here making these videos because again we're trying to help our people, because we are a most special people to the Most High God. Saying we got to understand who we are.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Above some people.
Above all people that are on the face of the earth.
No, but I thought God loved everybody.
Above all people on the face of the earth.
But I could have sworn that the pastor told us that we were all equal.
Above all people on the face of the earth.
And see, this is why we out here, man. You guys gotta understand that you are the most special people to the Most High God, man. We gotta come up with all these conditions, man. You know what I mean? We'll walk around thinking that the Most High God, that He loves everybody, but that's not what the scripture say. We got our pastors telling us that, but that's not what the scripture says. This is why we have to search to show ourselves approved. And if we don't do that, we're gonna be lost and we're gonna fall into these heathen ways. I mean, the scriptures say, do not envy thy oppressor and do not take on any of his ways. But you see,
That's right.
but see us being destroyed. We're out here celebrating these pagan holidays. We're celebrating Christmas, celebrating Easter. You know what I'm saying? And these are the things that we're not supposed to be doing.